The first sign that something was wrong came from a gift that was supposed to make my life easier, not unravel it. 4 days after my son proudly set up a smart display on my kitchen counter, my old friend picked it up, turned it over in his hands, and went completely pale. He looked at me in a way I had not seen in decades and told me, quietly but firmly, that I needed to get that thing out of my house immediately. I thought he was overreacting. I was wrong. I had turned 67 that year, and by Christmas I had been living alone in my house for 3 long years. My wife, Diane, passed in early spring, and the silence she left behind was not the kind you could fix with a television or a radio. It was deeper than that, like the house itself had forgotten how to breathe. My son, Daniel, visited when he could, but life had moved him forward. He lived across town with his wife, Claire, and their visits had slowly become shorter, more scheduled, less spontaneous. On Christmas morning, they arrived with smiles, coffee, and a bag full of neatly wrapped gifts. It felt almost normal again, like we were pretending for a few hours that nothing had changed. Daniel handed me a sleek white box and told me it was something to help me stay connected. He set it up himself right there on the counter, walking me through every feature with the same excitement he had when he was a kid showing me a new toy. I did not really need it, but I could see how much it meant to him, so I let myself feel proud. After they left, the house returned to its usual quiet, except now there was a soft blue glow in the kitchen. It felt like a presence, something alive in a place that had been empty for too long. I talked to it sometimes, asked about the weather, even tried calling Daniel once. It made the silence feel less heavy, and for a moment, I believed that was all it was. Then my friend Victor came by a couple of days later. He had spent most of his life working in law enforcement, the kind of man who noticed things other people missed. We sat together like we always did, talking about nothing important, until he walked into the kitchen to refill his drink. When he came back, he was holding the device carefully, studying it like it was evidence. His voice changed when he asked me where I got it, and when I told him, he did not respond right away. That was when I knew something was off. He explained it slowly, choosing his words like they mattered. He told me that devices like this could be tampered with, modified to do more than they were designed to do. He said the casing had been opened before it ever reached my house. That meant someone had gotten inside it. That meant it was not just a simple gift anymore. I remember staring at that blue light and feeling a chill that had nothing to do with the winter outside. Victor told me not to throw it away. He said if someone was using it to listen, shutting it off would only alert them. Instead, he asked for 2 days. He had someone he trusted who could take a closer look. I agreed, even though part of me did not want to believe any of it. I wanted to believe my son had simply given me a thoughtful gift. But something deep inside me already knew this was not that simple. When the results came back, everything changed. The device had been altered to record everything within range, storing conversations and sending them out on a schedule. Every word spoken in my kitchen had been captured. Every phone call, every passing thought spoken out loud. It was not random, it was deliberate. Someone wanted to know what I said when I thought I was alone. That night, I sat in the kitchen staring at that same blue light, and I made a decision. If someone wanted to listen, I would give them something to hear. The next morning, I went about my routine like nothing had changed, making coffee and speaking casually to myself about selling a property I owned. I mentioned timing, money, and how it might be smart to liquidate soon. None of it was a lie, but it was not meant for me anymore. It was meant for whoever was listening. That same afternoon, Daniel called me. He asked about the property, almost word for word repeating what I had said earlier that morning. My grip tightened on the phone, but my voice stayed calm. That was the moment everything became clear. This was not paranoia. This was real, and it was close to me. Over the next few days, Daniel suddenly showed more interest in my life than he had in years. He asked about my health, my finances, my ability to manage things on my own. At first, it sounded like concern, but the more he spoke, the more it felt rehearsed. Like he was building a case, one question at a time. Then I found the papers. He had left his jacket behind, and inside it was a printed document with my name at the top. It was a legal petition to declare me incapable of managing my own affairs. Notes were written in the margins, listing supposed signs of confusion, financial difficulty, and isolation. It painted a picture of a man who could not take care of himself anymore. A man who needed control taken away from him. I sat there for a long time, reading those pages, feeling something colder than anger settle in my chest. It was clarity. Everything fit together now. The device, the questions, the sudden concern. It was not about helping me. It was about controlling what I had built. With Victor and a financial crimes investigator, we set up a meeting at the bank. Daniel and Claire walked in expecting a normal discussion about estate planning. Instead, they were met with evidence laid out on the table. The forged documents, the altered device, the paper trail they thought was hidden. Claire tried to maintain her composure, explaining it away as concern, as planning for the future. But when the forged signature was placed in front of Daniel, I watched his face change. Slowly, painfully, the truth settled in. He had known parts of it, but not all of it. That was clear in the way he looked at her, the way he asked questions he already knew the answers to. In the end, she was arrested right there in that room. Daniel faced consequences too, though not as severe. The law made distinctions between what he knew and what he did not. But for me, those distinctions did not matter the same way. Betrayal is not measured in legal terms. It is measured in trust, and trust does not come back easily once it is broken. I rebuilt everything after that. New accounts, new legal protections, new boundaries. The device was taken apart and discarded. The house became quiet again, but this time the silence belonged to me. No one else was listening. Daniel called me weeks later. He apologized, not expecting forgiveness, just hoping to be heard. I listened, but I did not give him an answer. Some things take time, and some things never return to what they were. Now, when I stand in my kitchen, there is no blue light watching me. Just the quiet hum of the house and the memories that still live in it. I think about the past, about who my son used to be, and who he might still become. But I also remember what this taught me. Trust is not something you hand over because someone asks for it. It is something built over time, proven in actions, not words. And once it breaks, it does not come back the same. If there is one thing I learned through all of this, it is simple. Pay attention. Not everything that looks like care is meant to protect you. Sometimes it is meant to control you, and the difference between the two is not always visible until it is almost too late.